Hi, what's going on, guys? It's me, Dr. Digital, and we're going to be looking at some PvP base locations this time. So, a couple days back, we went ahead, looked over at some of the old and new base spots, and that was kind of general base locations. So I might repeat one of the locations in this video, but the rest of these should be basically new. So here we go. So here's Central Pillars. Now, Central Pillars has changed a lot. So there used to be another pillar right over here to the left that stood up tall, but now it's been lowered, and it's there's like an outcrop over here. It's very interesting. You could still kind of use this area, but I'd probably suggest to just stick to this main pillar here. It's a very wide and flat pillar, which is obviously really good because now with the new way you can place turrets, you could literally line turrets up on the side of this cliff face right here, wrap it all the way around, get some foundation spam going, and the only way people would be able to raid you at this point is with Quetzals, which makes, base defense on this pillar here pretty easy, especially if you're a medium to large size tribe. Smaller tribes might have a little bit of trouble with it, but I'm assuming for, again, medium to large tribes, this should be a pretty good spot. Alright guys, here we are at Carno Island. Surprise, surprise, right? Carno Island is just, it's amazing. It's always going to be amazing, and with the fact that there's no cryopods right now, and with the new turret placement, it is going to be nearly impossible to raid this base. So, first of all, you have this huge exterior area. You can do some turret towers on the front side of the island over here. You do a turret tower over here, I'm pretty sure. And then you can go ahead into this main area here. And this is where the bulk of your base is going to be at. So if you come in through here, it's super bright in here for some reason. But you come down here, and there you are. You're now in a cave that is a... By the way, you cannot fit stegos into this, which is really nice. But another thing about this cave is you also have a underwater section. And they've made this underwater section bigger. It's more vertical now, which means players are going to have to take more time going through the entire course of the water here. And you guys see how much bigger this is compared to what it used to be, right? You could probably line up 20, 30 turrets here, which would make it, with, no movement speed. Yeah, the only thing people would really be able to raid you with would be like a turtle, basically. And you know how that would go, right? So, very good base spot. I'm very interested to see how the bases turn up in caves nowadays, because again, no cryopods. We do have the small teleporters and the big teleporters, so without those, I wouldn't suggest making a base in a cave, because it's going to be pretty impractical. But if you manage to figure out a way to work around that, or if you just wait till you get tech tier, then everything should be pretty solid. Alright guys, so here we are in the snow. Now this iceberg right here, this iceberg, that iceberg, and the other one are all going to be pretty good base spots. This iceberg received a it received a nerf in my opinion, and I think most people's opinion, because there's less space to work with, less space for dino storage. But at the end of the day, no one's really going to be able to access your base that easily. They're going to have to bring over rafts with, stegos or their rexes on it, or gigas even, right? If they want to get a giga over here, well, you have the Tuso, and the Tuso has the capability to just grab all of those creatures and bring them to the bottom of the ocean and drown them. So it's a really, really good base spot. All of them are, honestly. So this I wouldn't really, consider making a base on, obviously. This whole big iceberg, you could definitely do a base on. This one, you could probably do a base on as well. It's nice and flat in the middle here. But again, I'd probably stick to that one. Because if you make, if you pick an iceberg around that one over there, you're gonna have definitely a bigger tribe right beside you, right? So you got to be a little bit careful when it comes to that. This iceberg's actually been changed quite a bit. This used to be flat at the bottom, but now it's very like it's pushed up on the hills. So this one should be an interesting one. I'm not quite sure how you would make a build on this, but again, this one would be even more heavily defendable because it just goes basically it's straight up, right? So you have a couple sides where they could, you know, try and lean up against, but again, with the new way that you can place turrets, you know, directly on the sides of walls, it's gonna make it really hard for people to get a good angle on you. Anyways, that's the third spot. That's gonna be all the icebergs, and let's move on to the fourth. All right, guys. So for number 4, we're gonna be actually looking at 3 values. I think is what people refer this one to. So as you can see, it's just a big area, right? It is a massive area, and it's relatively flat. They have added a little bit more, you know, hills and everything to it, but there are some bigger flat areas. You can throw some, you know, gates around everything to stop people from sniping your tames. This is definitely going to be a really good base location, so yeah, I'd suggest checking this one out. Alright guys, and my new favorite spot in Ark Ascended for PvP is going to be this cave right over here. Now, this is the Bug Cave, Chitin Cave. That's what a lot of people call it. So the entrance is, it looks like it's big enough to get a stego through, but surprisingly it's a little bit too narrow. So you can't get no stegos through here, no cryopods. And it's wide and open now, right? You got a lot of space to build. You got a lot of space to work with. And again, just not enough space for like any creatures to come through. It's super spacious. Just honestly a great spot. But anyways, that's probably going to cover it for the top 5 here. Just wanted to make a quick short list for everyone. Just, you know, these are going to be some pretty good PvP bases. Definitely until cryos come out. When cryopods come out, certain caves are going to become a little bit better, like Ice Cave. Because Ice Cave is a classic, but the problem with Ice Cave is you can't get creatures in there. No stegos, nothing bigger than, again, like a turtle. Maybe a Thyla you could fit in there. But there's a lot of creatures that you just won't really be able to, you know, throw in there. So it's going to be basically just foot PvP. You could still run with it, but I'm not a big fan of the bases that are going to rely heavily on cryos or teleporters. But yeah, that'll be everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.